So you've been in the gym a little while, and you're starting to feel like your progress isn't showing, like you're not getting enough results for the work that you're putting in, and I know why this may be. Now, it's really a lot more simple than you'd think. I had this happen. A lot of other guys who were in the gym a lot have had this happen when they started working out, and really it just boils down to one of three things. So I'm going to lay those all out and explain to you how you can change this around and end up making more progress than you ever have. Alright, so to begin, I'm going to start talking about diet, and then training, and then rest. I'm sitting here editing this video, and I think there's one aspect that I kind of forgot to add. And this is a lot more mental. This isn't really a physical reason why you may not be putting on weight, but you need to know your why when you're in the gym. Why are you trying to gain weight? Why do you want to lose weight? When you figure out your why, it's a hell of a lot easier to figure out how you're going to get there than if you just go in the gym every day just to go to the gym. My why was because I didn't want to be skinny anymore. I felt insecure and all that. I'm sure if you've watched my other videos, you know that. So my why was I wanted to get big, to feel better about myself and feel stronger as a person, who I am. So really think about this next time you're in the gym. Think about why you're doing what you're doing, and I promise it will also elevate your physique. So diet, unfortunately, is the most important aspect when it comes to making progress in the gym. If you are plateaued, if you've been stuck in the same spot for a while, you really need to evaluate your diet. This is one thing that I struggle with a lot. I'll throw up some pictures, but I was a pretty skinny kid to start out with, and I never wanted to lose my abs, but I always wanted to get jacked. And it wasn't until I actually decided to start eating well, start eating a lot of food, that I ended up putting on muscle. And I wish I would have done it sooner, because I could not put on muscle for my life. I was weak, I didn't feel well when I was lifting, and I realized that it boiled down to my diet. So one day, I decided to make the switch, and I started eating a lot to the point of almost having to throw up. I'm not saying you should do that, but it ended up working, and I put on like 40 pounds over the next year. And that was the first initial big bulk of weight that I put on. But it really boils down to diet, man. If you're in the gym and you feel like shit, it's probably your diet, it's probably your hydration. So what I would recommend is you need to seriously be honest with yourself. Take a good look at your diet and think, okay, is this what I should be eating if I'm trying to put on size in the gym? If you're waking up and you're crushing Cheerios and a chocolate milk, is that really the best thing you could be eating? Or can you make it a part of a better meal? For example, 6 eggs, peanut butter, bagel, kiwi, something like that, and then maybe do chocolate milk on top of that. That's one thing that you need to think about, and that you can actually add in to end up progressing your progress further. Now, you also need to think about how many meals you're eating a day. The biggest thing with diet is consistency, and that's with anything. That's with bulking, that's with cutting, that's with if you want to maintain, if you want to maintain. Anything that you do related to diet comes down to consistency with your diet. If you're eating on plan 2 days and then you crash out the next 5, 4, 3 days, whatever, you're not going to make any progress. It needs to be consistent. You need to be eating consistently the same food for 6 days, and then maybe you can take one cheat meal on Saturdays, because that's what we do. We take a cheat meal. But if you're not eating consistently, like if you say, oh, I eat well like a couple days a week, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you crash out, have McDonald's and drink, you're going to lose all your progress from the last few days. So what I would recommend, set yourself a meal plan. I eat 5 meals a day right now, and it's all the same stuff. I eat chicken, I eat beef, I eat rice, I eat potatoes, I eat kiwi, bananas, rice cakes, peanut butter, all that kind of stuff, because I know it fuels my body. Now, another thing I will say, after you have set your meal plan and all that stuff, get a good pre-workout meal. Eat a good pre-workout meal about an hour before you go in the gym. This can be oats, this can be cream of rice. I really like rice cakes, so what I'll do is I'll take 5 rice cakes, because that is equal to the amount of oatmeal that I would eat, and I put yogurt on top, and then I drizzle that with honey. Maybe put some bananas or strawberries on top. And it's a very good pre-workout meal. It doesn't sit heavy in your stomach, but it carbs you up and makes you feel good, makes you feel strong for your lift. All these things are things that you can include into your diet and into your meal plan that will take your physique to the next level. You're not going to notice a change in a week, I'm telling you right now. Now, if you've been in the gym, you'll know that. It's about consistency. If you eat the same thing for 3 months, you'll start to notice change. You'll start to notice that you feel bigger in the gym, you feel stronger. And you'll notice that your off days aren't really off days. You might be a little tired, but I'm telling you this, since I've started eating on plan, knock on wood, I have maybe had one off day. Maybe had one off day in the gym, compared to like the once or twice a week I would have when I was eating whatever I wanted to. I used to eat frozen pizzas before my lift. I'm not saying it didn't taste good, it was amazing, but it did not fuel me the way I needed it to. Now, if you don't know where to start with your diet and you feel like you could use some guidance, just feel free to drop a comment or shoot me a DM on Instagram, and I'll send you over like a few free days just for you to get into it. Because I know how much of a struggle it can be to know what to eat, to know how much to eat. It's difficult, I get it. So shoot me a DM, shoot me a comment, and I'll get in touch with you and I'll send you over some free stuff. All right, the next thing, man, this is one thing that I think is also one of the main culprits of you not putting on what you want to put on. And that is your training related issues in the gym related issues. There's a lot. I think the main one is lack of intensity, but I'll talk about that. So I've seen a lot of people in the gym, like at my home gym especially, that I've been lifting for like 4.5 years. It's coming up on 5 years now. And I've seen a lot of guys in that gym in that time frame that haven't put on anything. I've seen them for 4 years and they haven't made any progress. And then I look at the way they're training and I understand why. If, let's just say for example, you lift in the 12 rep range, 12 to 13 reps. If you are putting up a weight, let's say you're doing bench and you're benching like 135, right? And you get it for 12 and then you re-rack it because that's the end of your set. You did 12. That is why you are not putting on any muscle. There is no benefit to the first 12 reps, first 11 reps, if they're not challenging your body at all. Your body grows under tension. Your body grows when it's challenged. So if you're lifting in a rep range that you're getting easily, your body's not going to grow. What you need to be doing is 1, up the weight for that rep range, or 2, drop the reps and seriously up the weight. Keep your form strict. That's another thing I'll talk about. Keep your form good. But there's no reason to be doing 13 reps if you're getting 13 reps every time. That's why I like to train in the 6 to 8, 6 to 10 rep range, because it's so much easier for me to move a lot of weight with good form and really challenge myself on every single one of those reps. The first 5 reps of my 6 to 10 rep range don't do anything for me. That 6 to 10, however, where I'm really struggling, I might need a spot to get that last one up, those are the ones that are going to make you grow. Do partial reps. On incline Smith, every time I do it, I don't just rack it once I have a struggle rep. I go down, and even if I fail, I do a bunch of partial reps because you're just pushing your body past that point of failure. That's where you're going to grow. You're not going to grow in the easy reps. It might not be easy, but you're not going to grow if you're not putting your body under some serious tension. And start implementing this, and I promise you'll see that. Every one of the dudes I've seen in my home gym who lift, they'll do like a mediocre set of like 10, 12 reps and then put the weight down because that's the end of the rep range. It's supposed to hurt. I know you've seen those memes where it's like, oh, I don't like lifting because it hurts. Well, it's supposed to. It's supposed to hurt. I know that's a joke, but it's supposed to be painful. You're not going to grow if you're comfortable. And that goes for every aspect of life. You're not going to grow if you're comfortable. So you really need to just push yourself past the point of failure in the gym. If you're sitting there and when you go to leave the gym, you're like, I feel good, I could have probably gave a little more, then you didn't give enough. You need to be pushing yourself so far to the point where you kind of want to leave the gym because it hurts so much. That's my philosophy there. Push the weight hard and go till failure, and you will notice some serious changes. And to kind of go off that, still in the training space, if you're not progressing, if you're not trying to progress your lifts, you're not going to make any progress. That's why I highly recommend, I don't know, I have a journal here somewhere. That's why I highly recommend bringing a journal in the gym. This one's a little big, but you can get yourself a little journal like Walmart or something and write down your reps, write down the lift you're doing, write down how many reps you got, write down the weight, write down notes like I did a 120-pound dumbbell bench for 8 reps, felt really easy, up the weight. And then the next set you up the weight. So then the next time you come in the gym and do chest, you flip back to your previous lift and you'll say, okay, last time I did 120 pounds for 8 reps, I'm trying to do 125 pounds for 4 reps. And that's how you progressively overload your lifts. If you're going in there doing the same thing every single day, you're probably not going to make progress. Once your body gets accustomed to that, then you're just talking again about that 12 rep range where you're just moving weight to move weight. So highly recommend getting a journal, writing down some notes, writing down things that you can do differently in the gym, and really evaluate yourself. You should be not quiz yourself in the gym, but you should be thinking of ways you can constantly be getting better, and that is how you progressively overload, and then you'll end up gaining a lot more size than you actually think. Now this one is kind of a little more niche, but I see it a lot up at the school gym. That's why I don't lift here. If you're talking a lot in between your sets, you're kind of screwing yourself over. If you hit a set and then you go talk to somebody for 15 minutes after, then you do another set, talk to somebody, it's not doing the job. You need to be locked in when you're in the gym. Being in a good headspace in the gym is also one of the most important things when you're in there. You need to be locked in. You're there to lift, you're not there to talk. That's why I hate this school gym, because every time I go there, it's just guys talking to girls the entire time, not lifting. I'm waiting for the bench and they're there for 25 minutes. Do your lift, because that is why you're there. You're there to progress yourself. Forget about talking. Say what's up to a few friends, fist bump, whatever, and then get back to your shit. All right? I promise if you lock in the gym, you get in the right headspace for an hour and a half, you're going to make so much more progress. Finally, it is the topic I don't want to talk about because I hate it too, but it is rest. It is rest. When I was a beginner in the gym, when I first started, I refused to take a rest day. I wanted to lift so bad, which is a good thing, but I didn't also realize how much this was stalling my progress. I would lift 7 days a week, just full out, balls to the wall, which honestly, dude, not a bad thing to start out with, but that rest period is so important, especially because your body grows when you are resting. You need to make sure that you're getting 1 to 2 rest days a week, and you could take more than that if you need. Like occasionally, if I hit a fucking hard lift, the next day I'll wake up and I just feel I'm hurting. I'm like, I really need a rest day today. And that's not me wanting to lift. I want to lift so bad. That's all I can think about in the day. But you need to listen to your body. If your body is telling you you need a rest day, then take a rest day. Your body literally knows better than you do. So take a rest day when you need them. Those are important. Going off rest days as well, it's very, very important that you have proper sleep. And this is something that I do struggle with a bit, but I have been getting better. Instead of sleeping from the hours like 2, 3 in the morning and then waking up late, that's not a good 6, 7, 8, 9 hours of sleep. You should be sleeping from the hours of 9 to 10 and then all the way up until like 7 in the morning. There's no reason for you to be sleeping past midnight. You're really just stalling your progress more. So make sure you're getting good sleep. A quality 8 hours is what you should be getting. And I do struggle with this too. It's hard. But you need to just put your phone down and go to bed. That's the biggest thing. Eat a last meal, drink some water, put your phone down and go to bed. You'll feel so much better in the morning when you do. Also, take this stuff. I take this before bed every single day, NAC. It's a game changer. It helps you with literally everything in your body. It boosts the antioxidant production. So anytime you're feeling you got allergies, you feel like you're getting sick, I double my dose of this. Take it before I go to bed and you wake up and you feel amazing. So prioritize rest, prioritize sleep. And again with this, you should be drinking a gallon of water. I put this in the rest category because it is very important you stay hydrated. Rest days are days that you should be rebuilding your body with good food, proper water intake, and actual rest. Sometimes I'll do like an active rest day and like go play spike ball or something like that. But you should be resting, you should be getting your water in, you should be taking pills, which you should be taking any day, every day anyways. But make sure you're getting proper rest, proper hydration, proper sleep. And this will boost your physique like crazy. A lot of people don't want to rest because they feel like it's going to halt their progress. It actually does the complete opposite. Just trust me on this. Trust me on this for like 6 weeks. Try to get proper rest. Take an extra day. Take an extra 2 days of rest during the week. And you will feel amazing. Especially if you are pushing yourself to complete failure on your lifts. If you're going 100%, you're putting 101% on the table when you're in the gym, those rest days are so, so important. And if you are lifting and you feel as if you don't need a rest day, you're probably not lifting hard enough. Because I still feel my triceps from my last chest day. I have to do chest today. Should I take a rest day? Probably. But I feel good enough. I trust myself to the point where I know I don't need one. Lift hard, rest hard, hydrate hard. You'll feel amazing. I appreciate everybody for watching this video. This is just really scratching the surface. If you have more questions, drop a comment, shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'm more than happy to reply to all of those and give you guys a hand. I know how hard it can be to get into it, and especially if you're a beginner, you got questions, please do not hesitate to ask, because that is the most important year and a half, 2 years of your lifting, is those newbie gains, is that beginning of your journey. So shoot me a DM. I appreciate all of you. See you in the next one.